Scorpio, welcome to your 5-card movie star spread. As per usual, you can click on the description box below and it will talk about the placement of each card and the significance of the spread. I've also arranged the playlist by astrological sign that has our old reads, or my old reads, our old reads, because you're with me in it. Starting with the most recent, moving backwards. It's actually a really fun playlist. I listened to all the Sagittarius ones the other day and I thought it was great. But that's just me. All right, Scorpio. So we have the 8 of Cups. We have the 10 of Wands in the inverse. We have the King of Swords in the inverse. We have the Queen of Cups in the inverse. And we have the Artiste. You are really, really, really contemplating your world right now. It seems like you're finding enchantment and wonderment in enchantment and wonder is the word I'm looking for, in leaving something behind. There was something that you put a lot of work and a lot of effort into, and you either feel like there's no more that you can add to the project or that this just isn't what you want anymore. And you've decided to begin the journey of leaving something behind. But here you are staring off into the mountains. You haven't picked up and left yet. In this particular deck, the 8 of Cups, the person isn't walking away yet. It's just recognizing the ability to do so. So you're at the beginning of this journey. You're having trouble managing, I don't want to say your resources. It's not your resources that you're having trouble managing. It feels like you're having trouble organizing your thoughts and getting stuff together in order to move on in this particular situation. Like you haven't really bundled up what it is you need, or you're just so ready to let everything go. You aren't packing properly for this journey. It feels like you are making more of a heart over head decision, which is probably why you feel so discombobulated and why you're almost surprised that this is how you're doing things, because usually you're a lot more thought out. You're a lot more meticulous. You have a plan. And at this point, you're contemplating leaving without a plan. So there might be a few things that you're leaving behind, and you aren't going with that usual checklist or strategy that you're used to. You're used to starting with ABC. This is the way things have to be done. And if this happens, I'll do that. And if this happens, I'll do that. If this happens, I'll do that. And it kind of feels like that's one of the things that you're leaving behind with you, is you're taking a little bit of blind faith in yourself and your feeling. And you're saying, you know what? I'm just going to put this down and move in this opposite direction and see what happens. I'm just going to take this risk without having to plan out every little thing moving forward. So the decision was heart over head, but the heart itself isn't fully in it yet. Okay. That's probably why you're still waiting in contemplation. So it seems to me like this is the first step of a journey of uncertainty. Scorpio, it is not like you to step into the unknown. However, one of the reasons this might feel uncomfortable is because you found a new understanding, a new interpretation, a new way of thinking that you have to express, not necessarily to other people, but to yourself. Scorpio, you've grown a lot in this past 6 months, okay? And you're really starting to feel just a little something inside, like a pull in a particular direction. And the old you would have dissected this a million ways to Sunday before you even thought about taking a journey. But this new you feels like, yeah, I can just take this step and figure things out as I go along. It's quite the opposite of the Libra read, which I just did. Yeah, so you have the Hierophant in the inverse. So there's a change in the structure, in the way that you do things. You have the Lovers, which is one of those things. It's one of those things that you just can't explain and you can't understand and you can't necessarily apply logic to. And sometimes when we talk about, like the feeling of love, we talk about like the butterflies in our stomach. Sometimes we get those butterflies in our stomach. Like we fall in love with an idea. That's what I'm saying. This isn't you falling in love with a person. This is you falling in love with an idea and just being pulled forward and drawn to it. And here you have the Queen of Swords. The truth of the matter is, there's something here that just can't be ignored. And the Queen of Swords is showing up because you want to find out what that is and to be able to interpret it to yourself, explain it to yourself, and show it to yourself before you turn around and show it to the rest of the world. So you're going through this huge transformation, Scorpio, but the truth of the matter is you are keeping a poker face while you do it. Nobody knows what's happening inside. It's like there's a whole world of emotion and you're keeping a lid on it to everybody else, but you're really going deep down and exploring it for yourself. Good for you, Scorpio. Good for you. It's very King of Cups energy. I'm surprised the King of Cups didn't show up. If you get a chance, if you feel so inclined, Google the meaning of the King of Cups, because that's the energy that I'm getting for the overall Scorpio read. So, y'all, I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I will see you next week.